Hey Lions fans, I'm Vincent Menino. I'm going to host the Lion Digital Network Coaches Show this year. As school starts, we wanted to release a coaches show with all of our coaches here at Freed-Hardeman, recapping last year and looking ahead to this year. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to the Coaches Show. We're here with Jess Trask, Freed-Hardeman University baseball coach. And Coach, wanted to start off here. Last year, first year as the head coach, been involved with Freed-Hardeman athletics, Freed-Hardeman baseball for quite a while. But what did you learn about yourself last year that you didn't know before being the head coach?
No, for sure. Having that comfort with the program and being inside the program before taking that head job was super beneficial for me. It gave me the opportunity to know what our roster was, know who we had, and just it put me in position to just transition in seamlessly. So that was something good. But inside of that transition, just learning and figuring out this new role and just started seeing some of the things that Coach Estes had taken care of in the past, it was eye-opening. But the biggest things I feel like the takeaway from year one was just the rapport that you build with other coaches and the umpires and the importance of that, and just developing those relationships, because that's what small college baseball is, NAI is. You've got to have a good relationship, and you see the same guys over and over. So those friendships and that camaraderie that you have with those other guys is super important, and was something that I jumped right into head first. So another big thing I noticed is just how important that fall is when developing team chemistry, developing roles, kind of creating the identity for the team. Those 8 weeks we get in the fall is just crucial, because once we jump into that season, once February hits, I think it was between 40 and 45% of the teams we play during our season are postseason teams. So we're playing the best of the best at the NAI level. So every game, every time you go out and put that uniform on, that Freed-Hardeman jersey on, you're going to be tested. It's going to be a battle. So
there's so many games,
and it just is a ton. We play 50, in the regular season. So, but each and every one of those is very, very important whenever you're competing to be the best in the NAI, be a top 25. So there's not much experimentation you can do throughout the course of the season. That needs to be done in the fall, and so really looking forward to getting into this fall and knowing our guys and our roster even better this year, and just putting them into roles in specific situations that we'll see in the regular season. I think is going to be really, really good for our development when it comes to utilizing that 8-week period, for sure.
Okay. Baseball is really big. Major League Baseball especially is really big on stats and analytics. What kind of information do you have access to at Freed-Hardeman about your guys, and what's important to you?
Sure. So absolutely, baseball is a game of numbers, absolutely. So being able to find advantages inside of those numbers is something that technology and our SID actually was able to give us a lot of good stuff from automated scorebook, where we're getting to see what our opposing pitchers do in specific counts, what opposing hitters do in specific counts against lefty-righty splits. There's just a lot of good numbers that we can dig into. I know in the opening round, we were able to deep dive into an opponent's bullpen and what they utilized in certain counts. And when they would get to 1-2 or 0-2, they weren't throwing a lot of strikes. So they had a good chase pitch, and now we're keeping our eye on that slider, that curveball or something. They're not going to be in the zone a lot. They're getting their outs via the chase. So advantage for us knowing that information going in, so when we do get in that leverage count for them, hey, we have a plan of attack. We can battle off of that. So just those numbers, any type of number we can get together, even though some of the sample sizes are smaller, we can seek advantage in that. So I really like strike percentages per counts. I think that's a great analytic that we take advantage of. Some of the batting averages against, that helps us. It's like, hey, this guy, guys are hitting, opponent's batting average is lower than 200 on them. It's like, this guy can be really, really good for us. He's effective. And so just some certain numbers that we can look into and see puts us and the coaching staff, Coach Creasy and Coach Wallace, into position to make some good decisions and educated guesses, I guess is what we're going after. Because the game of baseball is a guy could be hitting 0 for 20 and all of a sudden he gets a hold of one, you know. So baseball is a tricky game like that, but just being able to pull in as much information we can off those numbers has been good. So like I said, the strike percentages, the batting average against on the defensive side is really good, and then the use of our hit tracks and seeing how we hit in certain zones, if we hit the high fastball better than the low fastball, or if we can, what we can do with breaking pitches and our exit velocities and our launch angles, and then we can take those numbers we're seeing indoor and try to replicate those out on the practice field, and that's all of a sudden what we're shooting for. And we just know a little bit more about ourselves as baseball players with the use of those analytics.
Okay. Well, tell us about the roster. I know we lost a bunch from last year's team, but get us ready for what's going to be, what we're going to look like this season on the field.
What's to come for Freed-Hardeman baseball? It's exciting times. Just going over some of our losses earlier this summer, 890 at-bats out of 1,900 we're losing. So we're losing a first-team All-American at third who's been a staple in the middle of our order. Good news is he's coming back, going to be a graduate assistant. So
okay.
The knowledge and what he's gained in his experiences, I think, will be very beneficial for our younger guys growing up in the program. But yeah, we're losing our third baseman, our shortstop, our first baseman, our catcher. We're losing 150 innings that we saw on the mound with one of the best to ever do it here, Alex Huey, and our go-to guy in the bullpen, Louis Torres, and losing Caleb Mola, who's a big courtesy runner, pinch hitter type guy for us last year. So we're losing some significant pieces from a very good club we had last year. But with our incoming and our current roster that we had last year, the competition is still going to be there. So I would say last year we kind of had roles set. Like, we knew if Will McCall was going to be healthy, he was going to be playing third. We knew Zach Sanders was going to be our shortstop. We knew Mason Lively was going to do a lot of the catching behind the dish. We knew Rooney. We kind of had some spots that were, for lack of a better term, they were kind of permanent. They were in there. Whereas this fall competition is like everybody in our program is going to have a look at something. Like, there is nothing that's just set in stone. It's like, boom, this guy's penciled in. So I really look forward to seeing what that can do to our culture and our chemistry, because every single practice and every time we go out there, there's going to be some significant competition going on.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome to hear. We're really excited about that. Last thing, we've done this with everybody. Mm-hmm. We're going to put 1 minute on the clock, and you're going to have to try to name as many NAIA schools as possible that don't compete in the Mid-South Conference.
Okay.
All right? So we're going to compare with all the other coaches at the end after we post all these videos here. But whenever you're ready, you all set?
I'm going.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Go.
All right. Harris-Stowe, Missouri Baptist, Columbia, William Baptist, Park. Okay, we'll jump out of the AMC. Let's go Concordia. Let's go Georgia Gwinnett. Let's go Fisher. Let's go LSU Shreveport. Let's go Southeastern. Let's go Taylor. Let's go Rio Grande. Let's go Bryan. Let's go Tennessee Wesleyan. Let's go Union, Montreat. Is that 30 seconds? Okay. UC Buford, Point, Reinhardt, Benedictine, Mesa, Westmont, Pikeville. They're not in the Mid-South anymore. UT Southern, Blue Mountain, Loyola, Middle Georgia State.
All right, unofficially here I got 26, so that's going to be a tough number to top. We'll release all the standings here when we do the final. We put the final in these videos up, but that was awesome. Great job.
Okay, good.
Thank you guys.
Good, good stuff.
Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the things that we got, and we'll see you guys with our next video.
Go Lions.
Hey Lions fans, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, toggle that notifications bell to all so you don't miss any new videos. Remember, you can always see all of our updates and news at gofhulions.com, and also remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.